All right, I want to run through our Omni permanent lighting programming and how to use a controller to control the lights through Wi-Fi. So just want to run through some of the basic functions of it. This is actually what you see on the screen is the home screen to be able to control all the functions of the lights. And the first thing we'll go through is just a basic white. So right now you can see we're at 100% white. We have the ability to come in and pick whatever you want and watch it dim down. So that's 82, 59, and keep on dimming it all the way down to set that mood. So you have your 100% button, you have a 50% button, you have your moonlight, which is a 5%, and as you can see, it's dimming it. Or we can just straight up turn it off. So now that we're in the off, we can come back, and the easiest thing to do is come into our scenes. So once we're in our scenes here, we have all sorts of different preset themes. So this is atmosphere. You can see it's just a moving rainbow. You've got what's called sports. You can come in here and customize. So this is with the teal, blue, purple. If I like that one a lot, we could always come in and do a customize to that scene. So within the customization, down here we can come through and pick our colors. So I don't want red, yellow, green, or blue. I'm just going to delete these all out, and we're going to start over. I'm going to go blue plus a red, and we're just going to work off of those two colors. So now you can say, all right, we're doing the meteor, which the setting is visible up here. Or we could do a streamer, and as you click through these, you will see everything change. Now we want to add a green to that, no problem. We'll hit the green add button, drop it in, and now you see we've got green added. Don't really like what that looks like, not a problem. We just delete the green right back out, and we could add an unlimited amount of colors to this function. Within these, you can also come in and change the speed. So right now we're 80%. Let's slow that thing down and you'll see it much slower transition between those colors. Or we can go to 100% and see how fast it can go. Different functions have different features. So this particular one is building blocks. So what you're going to see is you're going to see the red, the blue alternate, and they're going to come, and you're just not quite seeing it yet because it's building up on the right side of the house. But this should be the first one that builds up. So you're at red, then blue, and that's going to keep on going. So there again, we could change the speed or we could change other functions. So down here in the bottom, we've got change color. So now we're going to build it back up. I'm going to turn on to go fast. So there again, now I'm at 100% and look at it running down across. But every time now with the building block it hits, it's going to change the full color. So now blue hits, red hits, and it's going to keep changing that color. You can have 5, 6 colors. You can make any color assortment you want. If we wanted to do that, we could come in and add in a purple, and it would do the same exact functionality. So there went those colors. There goes the purple, almost a white at this point. And we can just watch this thing stack up and build up as we run along. So that's pretty cool. Other things like a running water, for instance, is just a complete fade. There again, we're seeing the red, blue, purple because those are the colors that we have set. And we can just keep on going really, truly with anything. Meteor is kind of neat, and you see we had not only do we have a speed, but we have the paragraph. So on the bottom with the paragraph, you'll see different functionalities of how these buttons present, how they're chasing versus blending. And now we can also even go direction. So here's the direction. So right now we're going left to right. We could start at the middle and come out. So you can see it's coming right out of the gable. We could come from the outside towards the middle and meet at the top. Or we could come over and we could actually start crossing over each other. Or we could do in 3 times. It's going to go out, out, out 3 times. So lots of different functions. Of course, we still have speed. So the slower you see, the slower down, the more functions you're going to see how the function actually works. So lots of different options. Truly have all these different types of flows, and I can just click through these quickly and just to see what some of these do, to random twinkling stars, to strobing in between, to just simple jump. There again, these colors are all custom set based on what we've got implemented. So that's just a cycle. And even if you wanted to do a cycle, like let's drill into this, and I wanted to just do, we wanted to do a cycle, and we wanted to do not just 1, 1, 1, we could simply come in and we're going to turn this to red, 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 and then we're going to go blue, blue. So now that's going to be a 2-color cycle. Or I could come and say, you know what, that's not enough blue. I want to add another blue. So now it's going to do a 3-cycle blue. It's hard to see, but now there's 3 blues to every 2 reds. So no matter what you do there, it's going to customize that so you can have your custom color. And of course, you could always come down to your static fill, which now you can see the 2 reds, the 3 blues. And it's as simple as just coming in, picking. So now I got 2 reds, 1 blue, 1 green, and another blue. So no matter what you do here, that's what's going to show up on a static. So these are all the different scenes that you can do here that are presets. And then obviously you can come in and customize those however you wish. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to go into the colorful. So once the lights are installed, you will be able to come into here, and then all of these different diodes, or all these different gaps, represent the individual diodes. So we could do things like just paint them all one color. So simply come in, we want to hit them all red, have the ability to come in and actually change the intensity of the light. So I can do a red at 100%, the whole thing, or I could select one. So we can go through and select, and you see as I'm selecting, they're popping up on the house. But maybe that's too bright, so I can try, all right, let's take this to a 50% red. Notice I'm not changing the color, just the intensity, and it's a little hard to see with the amount of light, but you can see the lights on the right just aren't quite as bright. Or obviously we could come in there and do those green, or go green brighter, and you'll see that difference in brightness there. So this is pretty neat. We could also do it with a fade, a transition, and that really works well if you're coming in, say green, red. So you can see it's actually blending so that it transitions cleanly through the different colorations. To erase, we simply come in and say, I don't like that color, or I don't like any of them, and you'll notice it just erased like an eraser on a pencil. Last thing we've got to show right now in a basic function is our DIY. So DIY, you can now see this particular display has got 40 pucks, and you can see number 40 represented right there. Below it, you'll see the number 40. Now, unfortunately, that's on the far right side of the building, so it's hard to see it. But we could come in and we could start picking individual diodes. So as I click these, you'll notice one light up at a time, and we'll just go all the way through the list, and we could do whatever we want and add all those different functionalities. You could do everything at once. So with one button, we could turn everything green, and then come back in and select the pencil, and we say this is kind of very similar to our static, and we could go through and do a 2-3-2 combination if we wanted, or whatever functionality. Same thing with our eraser. Come in, I don't like that color, I want to turn that one off. You still have the same functionality, but have 100% control of every single bulb. So if we were to use a downlight methodology, we could come in here, pick our color, like through different functions or features, or just say, hey, let's just come in and I want to do, I don't know where, somewhere right in there, and we're going to start highlighting specific areas of this roof line. And at nighttime, that could be looked, as a downlighting option. So you can do that with any color as well, which is pretty neat. So just going in there, picking some things to maybe downlight the whole property. So that's DIY. All of these are able to be saved so that they're saved into the favorites. Once again, through here, we've got the flowing and different functions of some of the dynamic effects. So we have our twinkling stars. So if we come in there, confirm that, and then we put these, let me get your color. So now you can see with just one button, we've now come in and done a white twinkling star by just simply dropping that there. Other functionalities are going to be things like flowing. So notice I put the 3 in, and that's just going to do a flow. So notice my primary color is that green, and I'm flowing the blue over it, or I could come in and flow a white over it. So that just has that one coming in, or I could come in there and do a much larger flow so that white works through it. Flow is not going to work if you only have a single color selected. Or I could do, a red and white flow over that green. So your default's green, and you're just going to get that movement through it, which is pretty neat. You could really come up with all sorts of different functions of that. Now, if you're not finding the right color that you want here, you're not limited. You've got this whole huge color selection. That breaks it down, makes it a little easier. And here you can see in the top right corner of this, everything is just changing color. You can pick whatever color that you want within the rainbow, or you can use the sliders if you know the numbers to make up the actual color that you're hunting for. So that's pretty neat as well. That's there. Other functions here. You got twinkling stars, the accumulate, the stars wink. Stars wink's pretty neat. If you come in and do that, there again, that's can really create a nice feel depending on the density and other things that you set up with that and the speed. That is the DIY. Back to the home screen here. There are things that you can do with like fun games. For instance, color picker. If we came in and picked a color of something that we wanted to be visible, we could absolutely do that. So basically, if we come in here and pick that red, notice that the lights on the top right screen just went red. If I come in here to the green, we'll be able to pick that. Excuse me, it's not going. Here we go. There's the green. As I move the camera, it's picking up on the colors that is in the crosshairs of the camera. So kind of cool, but helps you, enables you to match up to the colors. So there's other things that you can do there as well. You've got your scheduling. This is where you'd be able to add a schedule on, off, as well as fun games. Then you can playlist, so you can have things synchronized and actually having a flow through it. So this is the basis of the software. Lots of things you can do in customizations, but overall this gives you a good feel of what can be done.